Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. Thank you so much, Les. Says happy birthday, Candy. Love from Ireland and all its change. Thank you so much. Thank you for the birthday wishes. As always, you guys, I am your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Lisa Rinna and Dorit Kemsley's disturbing, toxic obsession with Balenciaga, which we all know is very problematic, and the Kardashians. So I thought we'd get into it. But before we do, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a key is always better with community. Check out the description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. Okay, so maybe you saw this video, maybe you missed it, but we did a deep dive into Lisa Rinna and her daughter Amelia basically still supporting Balenciaga. Cliff note is that we know Balenciaga did a very inappropriate campaign with children and sexual things and bears and BDSM. It was very inappropriate, not okay. They've since pulled the ad, but other things have come out about different documents. I don't want to get too into it because it's very dark. It has to do with children. It has to do with being inappropriate. You guys can Google it. You guys can see it. And people have been calling for celebrities to take a stance, throw away your Balenciaga, make a stand for it, protect our children and everything. And Lisa Rinna was, very silent about it. She did a very passive aggressive post about there's so much going on. She lists all these things about Kanye West and blah, 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 and all these people in Balenciaga, very much placating, very, very fake and phony. And then her daughter, Amelia, actually, who is a model and an ambassador for Balenciaga, came out on her Instagram and was defending the company, like, oh, cancel culture, this, that, and the third. Basically, everybody ripped her a new one. And she was like, oh, I wasn't talking about Balenciaga, just in general. Girl, bye, shut up. And she's still supporting them on her Instagram account. So we now know how shady Lisa Rinna and her daughter is when it comes to Balenciaga. But let's get into Dorit Kemsley. As we know, Dorit likes to pretend that she's a fashion girl. And the truth is, Dorit, just because you wear a lot of labels doesn't make you a fashion girl. It just makes you desperate and thirsty. Okay? But let's get into it. So this is from Heavy. Dorit Kemsley grilled by upset fans on Instagram. Okay. Many fans are upset with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Dorit Kemsley because she has not spoken out publicly about Balenciaga. Kemsley is known for her designer clothing and accessories and is easily one of the most fashionable stars on the franchise. Again, I don't think Dorit is fashionable. I think she just wears labels. And those are two different things, but that's just my opinion. Okay, now let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. For this reason, amongst others, fans feel that Kemsley should have released some kind of statement following the controversial Balenciaga ad that was released that featured children holding teddy bears and bondage harnesses, according to The Cut. It was very inappropriate. It was very cringy. It was not okay. After receiving negative feedback, Balenciaga removed the ad and issued a public apology. The company has also taken additional action, which has been outlined in a post on Instagram. This is the thing. Balenciaga all the way is dead wrong. There is no way that an ad from any company, I don't care if you are, I don't care what you're selling. There is no way an ad makes it on TV, makes it in print, makes it in the magazines, makes it on the social media ad campaigns without the approval from the head people. So them saying, oh, we were blindsided, we didn't know this is appropriate, it's a bunch of BS. They knew. They all should be fired. And there's a big conspiracy theory going on. And me, I love a conspiracy theory about other fashion houses. That is also, I think it's called the Karen Group, that Balenciaga is under, and about all the stuff happening in them. I don't want to get too deep in it on here. It's very, very dark. I want to also do more research on it because I don't want to misspeak about anything. But there are a lot of allegations, accusations, conspiracy theories out there about a lot of these big fashion houses, a lot of this old money, a lot of this wealthy circles. They're very cultish, that there has been, crimes against children, all of that. I'm not going to go too deep on that with this episode because it's a lot. And again, it's just a lot. But let's keep it with Dorit and Lisa Rinna. But I wanted to give context. I wanted to be honest that that's what is going on out there. Okay, now here we go. Let's keep going. Okay. Several Real Housewives fans have been wondering why Kemsley hasn't spoken out about the campaign, and many have been leaving comments on her social media post, asking her why she has been silent when it comes to denouncing the ad or the company. Here's what you need to know. On several of Kemsley's recent social media posts, fans have taken to the comment sections to ask her why she's chosen not to speak out about Balenciaga's ad. The reality star, who is a mom of 2 young children, has not released any kind of statement about the brand, nor has she revealed whether or not she plans on continuing to support the company. Now, Garcelle Bouvet has spoken out publicly. Sutton Strack has spoken out publicly. I'm sure that there are a lot of other celebrities have. I believe Kim Kardashian has as well and is not going to do more campaigns with them or something like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But I think it took Kim a while to come out and say anything. Okay. This has bothered many fans who took to social media to grill her. Why have you not spoken about Balenciaga? Crimes against children. I hope you're not going to endorse them anymore, one social media user asked. You're obsessed with brands. Never heard you say anything about Balenciaga, someone else questioned. Your silence on Balenciaga speaks volumes, a third comment read. Why aren't you speaking out against the P words at Balenciaga? What is wrong with you people? Do you support the P word? Another Instagram user echoed. Now, this is the thing. Thank you, Gigi. She says, happy birthday, Katie Kane. Sending you hugs, respects, and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, now listen. Follow me on this. Do you guys remember? Thank you, Gigi, for the birthday. Do you guys remember during the time when Erica Jane got wasted and cussed out Garcelle's son? Do you remember what Dorit said? Dorit said, yeah, but it wasn't my child. She was just like, it wasn't my child. Basically being like, yeah, it's not cool, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to say anything because she didn't say it to my child. She didn't say it to my children. And isn't it funny now that Dorit is silent about this and everybody's coming out and being like, crimes against children? You have 2 children. Why aren't you saying anything? But Dorit is kind of like, well, as long as it's not affecting my children, as long as it's not affecting my bottom line, I don't really care. And then did you also remember with the season finale of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when Kyle, who I don't think has spoken out about Balenciaga either, was like, oh, Garcelle, I'm a mother and everybody, knows that motherhood is so important to me. And what did Garcelle say? She said, right. But we're not talking about your child. We're talking about my child. I think it's very telling that both Kyle and Dorit had a very similar sentiment, because then everybody was saying, well, if Erica said this to Portia, it would be a very, very different situation. So very similar connotation, like, well, as long as it's not my child, basically, as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't care. Right? And we all know about Lisa Rinna and Amelia. Lisa Rinna basically had a half-ass response to Balenciaga. Her daughter, Amelia, still supports the brand, still wears the brand, it's still a model for a brand, still supports them on Instagram. She did a whole statement about, cancel culture, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, she got backlash about it and deleted it. So that's all disgusting. And let's not even get into the Harry Hamlin photos with his daughters that were very, very creepy. Again, I'm not saying anything, but listen. We also know about Lisa Rinna and her other daughter saying that they need trauma therapy from the way that they were raised. They've dealt with eating EDs. They've dealt with addiction and overdoses. So I don't know what's going on with the kids. Okay. But let's keep going. Kemsley hasn't deleted all photos of her wearing Balenciaga on Instagram. Nope, she really hasn't. Aside from choosing not to speak out on the controversy, Kemsley has also decided to leave up some social media posts of her decked out in the brand. A Balenciaga moment to close an epic weekend reads the caption of a post she shared on October 17th, 2022. In the snap, Kemsley is in a silver Balenciaga mini dress with matching hybrid leggings. Although Kemsley's decision to wear the outfit came long before the controversial Balenciaga ad, the look didn't get the best reviews at the time. Several people took to Reddit thread to discuss Kemsley's Balenciaga attire, and many felt that she missed the mark. Kemsley was compared to an alien and to the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. Nevertheless, she seemed to love the look enough to share a few pictures of it on Instagram. Kemsley is a big fan of Chanel, Versace, Roberto Cavalli, and yes, even Balenciaga. She often will tag the brands that she's wearing on social media. Now, this is the thing. Is Dorit Kemsley another Jen Shah? Do we think a lot of her clothes are knockoffs? And didn't she get in trouble? It was either her or Jen, or her and Jen, because they all run the same schemes and scams, would buy the clothes and then they would try to return them, or they were caught selling them on eBay and stuff. So again, living out of your means. And this is the ugly outfit they were talking about. And this gets me to the whole Kardashian obsession, right? Let's not forget, Lisa Rinna was the one who said, oh, Kathy's so jealous of the Kardashians, which literally made no sense. But let's not forget, Lisa Rinna was the one who, again, wore this dark blue Balenciaga dress on the season finale episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which was the same exact Balenciaga dress that Kim Kardashian wore. Let's not also forget Lisa Rinna wore that leopard dress to the reunion, which was the same exact dress and look that Khloe Kardashian had. Remember they were doing all that? Now, let's not forget about the People's Choice Awards that just happened. If you remember, Lisa Rinna was wearing that black dress with the black shades, and she either had cut her hair or she had it pinned back in that swoop bun, and she looked just like who? Kris Jenner. And then now we have Dorit. People were also comparing her to a Kardashian because it's a very similar look. Obviously, one is like the wrap thing and the other one is silver. But again, trying to look like the Kardashians, trying to get that super skinny look the way they're getting now, wearing the Balenciaga, wearing those slick ponytails. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And let's be honest, Balenciaga is not paying you, Dorit, boo-boo. You're not making any money from Balenciaga. We're not being fooled. You're not making money from Chanel or Versace or Hermes. They're not paying you. You're basically representing these brands because you're insecure. And you think that by wearing brands and labels, somehow you are better than everybody else. Somehow you've made it. It's a stamp of the money you have. But I promise you, they are not seeing a dime from these companies. Some of the companies might send them free stuff to post. Sure. But do I think that Lisa Rinna and Dorit are influencers for these brands? No. And by influencers, I mean having an actual campaign where the brand says, hey, you wear our stuff and post it, we will pay you for it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they just think trying to look like a Kardashian, wearing as many labels as you possibly can, somehow makes them fashionable or cool or better than everybody else. But it doesn't. It just makes you thirsty. I don't even have children, and the Balenciaga ad made me sick because I'm a human being with a heart. I don't know how you have children. 2 children. Lisa Rinna has 2 daughters. Dorit has a boy and a girl. How you still support a brand that so clearly was trying to promote, not even subliminally. It wasn't even like a subliminal message. It was literally in our faces. The exploitation of children in a sexual manner. and you still support them. You still wear them because in your little pea brain, you somehow think a label defines your worth in this world, and it doesn't. It doesn't. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I want to know what you guys think. Stick around. Wow, my face is so big in that. Hi. But stick around, you candy canes. I do want to take your candy cane questions and comments, okay? But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about this sick obsession that Lisa Rinna, her daughter Amelia, and Dorit have with trying to be their Kardashians, with being obsessed with Balenciaga and labels, with still supporting brands and companies that don't pay them? I think Amelia gets paid for being a model in the runway show and maybe doing social media campaigns, but not Lisa Rinna and not Dorit. So what do you think about these women still supporting these brands that are clearly problematic? What do you think about Dorit's silence? Does her silence mean I really don't care because it's not my child? Exactly what she said about Jax and Garcelle, Jax being Garcelle's son. She was like, well, she didn't say it to my child. That's what she said on the show. She was like, well, she didn't say it to my child. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a key is always better with the community. Check out the description box down